Hey guys, welcome to another video from the Parrott Bros. Today we're going to be starting a little series called Tweak of the Week, where during the week, midweek videos, I'm going to put out maybe one every week or every other week, just doing little things, little short 5-10 minute videos, cheap little mods, little tidy ups, free things, all that kind of good stuff, just to keep you busy during this time. And today's video is going to be a trim kit, so we're going to be putting little anodized nice washers and bolts, and just to make the interior look a bit nicer with all this plastic stuff. So before we get stuck into it, let's jump into the intro. So I purchased a kit from CB Autos. It's about 16 quid. I went for the black because obviously I've got the blue. I didn't really want any other colour to contrast that you can get. I think there's about 20 colours, 15, 20 colours. There's quite a few. And basically I'm going to show you what we put where. There's a few different fixings, so I'll show you how to remove the old stuff and fit the new stuff. Let's jump into a quick strip down. I actually cheated a little bit. I had already all undone, but I didn't want to. You have to watch me do that. So basically, we'll move into the first one. Now this is the front panel. There's 6 fixings, 3 on each side, and there's basically at the moment there's just a hole in this composite kind of plasticky fiberglass. And from the kit, you'll need these little sort of self-contained fixings. And they've basically got an Allen key on the top, which is a... What have we got here? It is a 6 Allen key. So all you do is it's got an Allen key head in the top, Allen key in. I've got a little socket set which I use for bits, but you can use an Allen key or a screwdriver. And all you want to do is just wind it in, try and get it nice and straight with the line of the hole. And it's basically like a big screw. You just screw it straight in to the point that it's flush. And you just repeat that process all the way around. Don't go too hard on it because obviously it's only plastic, so you don't want to damage it. But then you're left with that nice fixing finish, which is ready to take the bolts. And then obviously when we come to the end, when we've done them all, we'll put it in. So I'll just show you that. There you go, it's just nice and flush in there. We'll repeat that process all the way around, and then I'll come back to you and we'll move on to the next one. So we've completed fitting the 6 fixings all around there. Now we'll move on to the only other thing that you need to do, and that is these 2 fixings here, which are basically a 6mm square nut in a little metal casing, M6, and they're going to go into these 2 little brackets that you've got here on your inlet manifold. Are they on? Yeah, they're bolted to the inlet manifold. Yeah, so let me just move the camera so you can see what I'm on about. Which one can we see better? That one. So I'll just move over to the car. So basically you need to just get a little flathead screwdriver and just push it into the back side of there and just lift it up. If you repeat the process both sides, you'll then be able to push the screwdriver through and just pop it out. And it has little retaining clips on the bottom. This one just popped out, but you might need to just get back into focus. You might just need to push these 2 tabs out here. Might need to just push these 2 little tabs out here just to get them out of that square slot. Now after you've done that, I'm not 100% sure on which way this is supposed to go, so we'll try it on top first. All you've got to do is just give it a little squeeze and it will just sit on top there. And I'll do the same to the other side. And I'll just literally put your screwdriver underneath one side, give it a prise. It might come up straight away. You might have to just loosen the other side as well. Because obviously they've been in there for 184,000 miles in my case. Again, just push it in one side, and then all you've got to do is just give it a little squeeze and it will drop into the slot. And then that's fixed. Like I said, we might need to put it underneath. I haven't tried. I've never fitted this kit before, so we shall see. But it's very straightforward. Tools-wise, you'll only need a size 6 and a size 4 Allen key, and you'll need a couple of flathead screwdrivers, a little one and a big one. I didn't discuss taking off trims because my car only actually came with this front valance, which I took off because everything else was missing and it was flapping around because it was missing all the fixings. But basically, to get these ones out, these 2, if you have an engine cover, you get a big flathead and you do a quarter turn, so 90 degrees, and they just pull out. They're lobed, see if I can show you one. They're lobed, so they have like they're sort of shouldered on one side and not on the other, so a quarter turn and they'll pop out of that slot you've just removed. The battery, again, I don't have the cover, but you can see there's threaded squares there, so I'm guessing that one was bolted in. This one, again, has a threaded tab at the top. I'll show you these just in case your car's missing any, because if it's anything like mine, over the years people have thrown it and taken it away and whatever. So for this cover here with a coolant bottle, you should have this bracket which has this 6mm nut carrier on it, so you to bolt it into. And like I said, on this one we've put the fixings in all the way around. These are the two inlet brackets. They're like Z-shaped, and they go on there just to hold those. Like I said, the battery, mine is actually broken, so I will be replacing it because it's a bit floppy at the front. But there's these nuts in there which take in them 6. They move up and down, so you can move them to make them fit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I am missing this cover, which I will I'm sourcing at the moment. But yeah, let's start getting them all fitted up. Now, the other option of fitting clips on the stock one, which I haven't mentioned because I haven't got any to show you, are basically like a 2-part clip, which you sort of put a screwdriver in either side. You put a screwdriver in either side, lift the middle bit out, and then you're just left with like the inner clip, which goes into the plastics and the housings and stuff like that. So it's really easy to remove. If you get stuck, pop us a message. I'll be more than happy to help. So now, taking our 4mm Allen key, we've got all these lovely black anodised washers. You have to do some trims at a time. I'll start with the engine cover because that one doesn't actually need anything else to be in at the time. Just got to quickly remove the washer off of the old mounting point. Then we'll throw this cover in. I don't even know if this is the right engine cover because I got this from someone else. So, but yeah, it fits. It sort of huckers up. Yeah. So that fits. It goes on at the back onto the charge pipe. There's a little bracket, and then it sits on there nice. So we'll get our little anodised washers. Now these are chamfered on one side to take the countersunk, so they sit nice and flush. The only downside to these, apart from looking great, is the fact that if you wanted to get anything off quickly, it takes a little bit longer, and if you need to obviously get to any engine parts, you're going to need to carry a 4mm Allen key with you to be able to remove them at the time. But to be honest, unless you've got problems with your engine and you're going to be in there every 5 minutes, they're quite a nice little touch. And they're easy enough to take off. You don't need to do them super tight. Do them reasonably tight because obviously you don't want them working loose, but at the same point, they're only M6, so they're never going to be massively tight. Like I say, with everything, just a little quarter turn. Once it starts to nip up, and that's nice and on there. Now, the other covers all kind of fit together at the same time, so I'm just going to move all these bits and bobs because they're all kind of interlinking. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'll just put these two into place. Now this one, it just pretty much fits like that. I'm not going to bolt it on because I'm going to have to sort of wobble them about to get it to where I need to go. We'll just put that there. This one, on the other hand, has a little hook on the edge here, which will hook into the front valance, and then this one has to tuck underneath that side there. I'll show you that now. Same with the front valance itself. It actually has an interlocking slot on there where they join together. So I'll just lay these on loosely. There's a little, just out of camera typically, there's a little tab on these here which just tucks into the wing there, and then that puckers up there nice. Again, like I said, battery cover all kind of interlinks and sort of fits under there. I'm going to have to move the cover with my hand afterwards because it's a bit in the way. Now this slots into there like so, because there's like a little sleevey slot for it. And then this, I think you have to take this off. So this goes again down into the little slot there, and then what we got, there we go. And then that, yeah, there's a little bit where this tucks in there and then goes under there, and then you're about there. So we'll slowly work our way around tucking it all in, and yeah, that looks pretty good. So what I've done is I'll take this off just so I can wind them in loose. I'll start with a battery because it's going to be a bit fiddly. Just get them all in, fingered sort of loose, just to get a couple of threads so they won't pop out, and then you can always come back to them and finish them off. Sometimes this is handy when you've got your little flat-headed screwdriver, just to flick those little sliders up and down because they're a bit fiddly. And you can just use your little screwdriver just to get that nut a bit further up so you can get it. The rest of them will be really easy because this front valance is simple. But it just makes a nice difference. This will flap about a bit because, like I said, my one is not actually connected at the bottom very well. That one might need some attention. No, there we go. That started to go. I'll have a look at that one because that might be threaded. And yeah, a nice little job. Like I said, I was trying to just do little jobs where it would take you sort of 5-10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. It won't cost the earth, sometimes free, just to tidy your car up, because I mean, I've been meaning to do it for months and months and months, but just never got round to it. Engine bay is such an awkward height. The car's quite low, and I'm not particularly tall, but it does do your back when you're leaning over it all the time. So get yourself a little step or some knee pads. But yeah, look, you can see, look, I've only got a couple more left to do and then we're done. Just need to dress the plastics because they've been sat in my shed for forever and a day and they're a bit grubby looking. That didn't slot in properly, typical. Okay, I'll take that off later on to show you. But yeah, so basically, yeah, just these all just go in real nice. I haven't had anything bad from CB Autos. I mean, you can buy the kit elsewhere, but all his parts come to a really good standard, really good quality, and you're never going to have any issues. So there you have it. That is it fitted. Obviously, they're not tightened up, but I'll come back to you when they're done. So there you have it, guys. That is the first episode of Tweak of the Week. We've got it all fitted. I was also a bit cheeky and threw a bit of dressing on there just so you could see how good it looks. We've literally just fitting 15 to 16 quid's worth of nuts and bolts and washers. I'll give you a quick close-up. If you want to know what trim dressing I've used, I'll put a little link in the description. But yeah, look at that. It's just the little touches. I quite like the stock plastics because obviously it hides all the unsightly stuff and all the engine components. It just looks really, really clean and fresh. I mean, look, just across any angle, it just looks really smart, really neat. And then bolts with the old black anodised. I mean, obviously, if you've got a different colour car or you fancy something a bit leery to maybe match a coloured strut brace or something like that, or your boost pipe in, it's just a nice little complementary piece. But there you have it, guys. That's another video from the Parrott Bros. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next episode of Tweak of the Week.